Well, just to get some visuals. Oh, holy fuck. That was much deeper than I anticipated.
Did you? Did you think so?
See, we don't skimp on the Wilmacca vidcast. Top quality production values. High Falutin stunts. Oh. I'm rolling on this side.
To be fair, Susan said she was seeing
Well, that's alright. What you had there was grand.
the this bit then?
No, so it's alright. No, it's just because it was taking up about a third of the screen. Before. No, that was grand, did you?
Oh, let's see. Yeah, no.
Hello. James fucking Espy here, founder of New Ireland TV, and yet everyone's taking a big long pictures of us with all the cameras.
No.
We're obviously not in our sanctioned areas here. We're in Millionaire's Row of Wilma. Where are we, Wilma?
Yeah. This is Lover's Retreat, Macca.
I'm so now my beard matches my jumper. See, it's all new season. It's all new season here, New Ireland TV.
Yeah, no, you're wearing like wine. Are they wine coloured trousers?
Wine, I would say.
Like in my life.
Somebody calls them Joker trousers, and then in order to stop that bullying, I started wearing green trousers, and you could also call them Joker trousers.
So,
See, I'm the kind of person who thinks Joker was the good guy in the movies.
which movie?
Heath Ledger's Joker, he was definitely the good guy.
Alright, I thought you meant Full Metal Jacket.
If Joker was in that, he would have been the good guy. Yeah.
Well, Joker wasn't that.
He was.
He was called Joker, wasn't he?
Oh, the photographer.
Is this like?
No, he was shite.
Is this Wilmacca 2 Electric Boogaloo?
I want something a bit more inventive than just copying the latest meme.
I invented that Macca. They copied me. Michael Beard. I think I'm getting more like, distinguished.
STLP leader.
No, because I've got both sides. He's only a one-sider. He's a one-sider grey. I'm a both-sider grey.
You're salt and pepper simulated.
What about the hair? We're kind of getting the same hair here at this stage.
I'm cultivating the ricey.
Yeah, you do look like him a bit. Scream at somebody and see if your front tooth blasts out of your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm one of these. I'm a hygienist. I can tell you by the way that your tongue was coloured there that you've got a small penis.
Fuck, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you can tell everything by the tongue,
You're able to tell just from me licking and the sediments on still my tongue.
Yeah. What is it? Isn't your foot? People say like, people can look at your foot and like diagnose your eels.
Well, Barcalona, as part of their medicals, do a full dental history, and they go into like all the dentistry, and if your teeth aren't 100% perfect, they might not sign you.
Really?
Because apparently a tooth sitting loose on your back of your mouth or something will affect the way you stand or the way you sleep or something, and that'll affect your back.
Right.
And then you'll have injury problems, when you're 25, 26.
Right.
So yeah, there probably is some
way. Like that there when you say, they look at your teeth, just reminds you of those slavers in America. Just check your teeth there. You got good teeth. Alright. Can't be getting too fake. You can't get out in the field, hey?
Yeah, exactly. See, I would never get signed by Barcelona. Not with dead tooth, marine ponderosa.
That was the one thing. The one thing that stopped you getting signed from Barcelona was that bad tooth.
One tooth. It wasn't even an issue back then when I didn't have me meeting.
Here, so this is where are we? We're in Lover's Retreat, and you think it's like the Millionaire area of Omagh?
Well, it must be. Well, we just hiked a trek to get out here because it's so secretive. They won't even let
secretive.
They won't even let the ordinary 5/8s down here, so we had to risk life and limb for this production.
Yeah.
Going through Retreat Close, which is all just mansions.
Mansions, aye. Well,
but
one day you will be in one of these mansions. Are you not the
See,
Is New Ireland TV a not-for-profit organisation?
wait a fuck, I'm gonna make fucking millions. I'm gonna be a fucking ruthless capitalist of the highest order, first chance I get. No, I do want to make profit, obviously, but I'm happy enough just making a reasonable salary. I don't want a big massive house because it's too hard to fucking clean.
That's the point, Macca. You don't get it. You don't clean it yourself.
Yeah, but then you're just on a fucking new cycle of upgrades where, it's
Why? But no, get someone in to clean it.
Aye.
Just don't live in one room every day until it's dirty and move on to the next house. You know?
just a trail of fucking property portfolios, or just houses with 1 week's living and done in them.
I saw did you see that house? There was a house for sale down south. I think it was down south, where they had something like 14 bedrooms and 16 bathrooms. Well,
Let's see.
I think there's an ensuite in every room, and then there's 2 general bathrooms.
No, it'd probably be like there's an ensuite in all but 5 rooms or all but 3 rooms or something, and there's just wee toilets under the cellar for the butler and stuff.
The under butler.
The under butler. I've actually been in a house in London, where Jeremy Irons was there, and I was serving him food. It was like a dinner party.
Right.
It was some producer, but I'd never heard of him or any of his movies. And I can't remember his name now, and I can't just go back and ask them. Here, what was that boy's name?
Go back to Jeremy Irons. What do you call that boy that I?
Yeah, well, it was Jeremy Irons and his wife, but I didn't recognise her.
Oh, she's an Irish actress.
She's an Irish actor. I recognised her accent, obviously, but no idea who she was. But anyway, so the butler was there, and he was like I think he was Polish or something, and he was, he was young enough. He was like 32 or 33 or something, and he had live-in quarters, and.
Macca now says that's a young age since he's over that age.
He says now I'm ancient dog.
Back in the day, you would have said that was ancient.
But when you picture a butler, you picture Alfred or Albert. What do you call him?
The guy
Alfred Pennyworth.
I thought you were on about the guy from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, him too. See, he always seemed ancient, but he probably wasn't even that old.
He wasn't that old, and he kept telling that his owner that he was having sex with his wife.
I never picked that up. Is that a running joke in Fresh Prince?
I believe so, yeah.
Like what?
That he was giving innuendos all the time. That he was having that he was like having an affair with his wife or something. I think that was a slight joke in it, was it not? No. And I go on with your story. Go on.
I never picked that up.
Did you not?
No.
Ah, my bad.
What was it, chatting about? I don't know what's the story.
About this Jeremy Irons one.
So it was just a really wealthy household, but I couldn't get there on bus or tube. Like, so, do you know, in London you have this idea the tube network covers everything, but this was like 4 or 5 square miles in the centre of like Kensington, where you couldn't access. Well, there's no tube station.
What, like, so in the middle of London, there's like a place that you can't get buses, or you can't.
Well, the buses weren't. They weren't like every 2 or 6 minutes, like, or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, whatever, the way buses normally be. There was like a bus would go through that area once every 20 minutes or something.
Right. So this is just a big square for big billionaires in it?
But it was like a street with shops and everything. It was just, you weren't going there unless you were going there. You wouldn't just stumble upon that sort of area. And yeah, every house was fucking huge. Like, not as big as the one in front of us, like, because there's not that much space, but like, it was huge for London. And all plush and well-to-do and everything. And if I had known it was a fucking film producer, I would have just went in with me fucking business card, just with his main course, just right on top of the chicken.
I was going to say, you take the silver thing after, it was like, your card sticking into the chicken.
So just perfectly diagonal.
That would be hilarious. I can play a butler.
Exactly. So it was. So that's what this reminded me of.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. How did I get the job? I was temping at an agency that did high-end catering.
And they were taking riff-raff like yourself?
Well, they were taking riff-raff like myself and putting me into places like, private dinner parties with Jeremy Irons and the Royal Box at Ascot and Buckingham Palace.
You got into the Royal Box at Ascot, never successfully shot anyone?
I did not. No, I didn't. I've already made my plans of, peaceful world domination. But no, I didn't shoot anyone. But
I did too. Yahoo GeoCities. Somebody should look it up. When I was 10 years old.
Yahoo GeoCities?
Yeah, when GeoCities was the thing, there's a bit of a document that I wrote when I was 10 about how you could use small countries to take over the world.
Oh, you should have this document that was the most vague fucking just what might happen is, and then just like the most vague sentence.
No.
People might move to another place.
No, I've got a plan.
You got a plan. You've been cultivating. Why don't you action your plan like I am? Why don't you actualize? See, I got New Ireland TV.
Actualize the tree. Right. What was I going to say? Oh, so what do you think? So you think this?
Well, so that's when we were coming to a retreat close there. That's what it made me think of. Was like how well we were coming down. There's one wee lane road, with the gate posts coming right to the side of each road.
Yeah.
And then there was a wee Karen right in front of us who would not move the car. Who would not move, even though we were clearly like 5 feet behind us.
Yeah, she walked the whole way for about 300 yards right in front of the bonnet of the car.
No.
Then on the bonnet of the car. Then over the top of the roof. No, she wasn't. She was fine. No, no Karens were harmed in filming this.
And she didn't acknowledge us. She just kept walking without even turning around or, just being aware there's a car behind her.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit freaky that she didn't even turn around and hear the noise. Like,
maybe she was deaf. Maybe that was it.
No, I think it. No, I don't think so. I think because if she had turned around, she would have had to move to the side.
Well, when a car started coming in her direction towards her, that's when she moved pretty sharp, actually.
Yeah, but what happened when that car came in our direction? We reversed back to let the person pass. What happened then?
So the man in the other car, but septo or octogenarian, one of them ones, right? Did that wee sort of raise your finger thing. So me from the passenger seat just went, "How you doing?" And then the fucker, he just fucking sat there as the car went past.
Yeah, no, I thought that. I was like driving past like this here, and I was like, is he still looking? And I could feel him like just there.
Exactly. So even when he was going past the door,
like
he was still facing you, and I was keeping eye contact with him. Like,
you're like this.
Fucking learn you fucking octo cunt. Octodad, octogranddad.
Octodad.
Yeah, fucking octogenarian cunt. Why can't we just euthanize things?
Is Boris Johnson an octodad or he's a septodad? I think, isn't he? He's 7 children.
Well, he's not sure, is he?
What?
He's not sure.
That's what I mean. I don't know many is official, many's unofficial.
Well, I'd say unofficial, probably in double figures by now.
Probably. Imagine looking like him, hey, when you grew up.
And then not getting to be the son of the leader of the country.
Your country.
There's an Owen country.
What?
There's an Owen country.
Owen country. There's a country and western. Remember that was in the Blues Brothers? We like 2 types of music here, country and western. That's true. That's 2 types of different music.
Okay, then so clarify what the difference is.
I don't know the difference.
Well, see, there is country music that I like, and everyone always says Johnny Cash. But I
always thought that was more folk.
Maybe, but I sort of put that in, southern country music.
Yeah.
Like bluegrass music, I love, but that's neither country nor western, is it?
Well, I don't know. Where's the Appalachian Mountains? Is it in the west now?
Well, it was the west, and as far as people from Boston considered it the west.
I was
it's
thinking,
only like a fifth of the way across the landmass, like.
Yeah, I was thinking western music was like Appalachian-y kind of music, like Dolly Parton stuff.
Which the Appalachians are in Canada, and they're also in Kentucky, like.
Yeah.
And they're also in Scotland.
They're also in the Ulster American Folk Park.
Yeah, see, you get around these Appalachians. So how's that country or western? Well, I suppose it goes through many countries, all of which are considered western.
So I'm trying to think, what question will I ask you for this week? What has happened this week that I think you might have a view on?
Do you not have any views?
Not really. Right, ask me something then. I'll tell you my view.
My mum thinks you don't get a chance to, or my aunt thinks you don't get a chance to speak up in Michael Collins' podcasts.
Discuss. I think I'm more, what do you call that word? Eloquent.
No, you're more patient than Marty is, because listening back to Marty's, it was just all him piping in with his latest, his latest thought that entered his head.
That's because Marty gets riled, Marty's he's named a self-riling machine. I remember he came into a room one time to chat to, were you there? He came in, I think I was sitting on the sofa, somebody else was there. He came into the room and he started stood up and he started chatting to us. Nobody said a single word to him. And after about 5 minutes, he was raging and he said, I can't deal with this here, I'm going, and left the room.
So he started chatting, nobody responded.
No, it wasn't that nobody responded. He started chatting about something that he didn't like. and riled himself so much after it that he left the room.
Couldn't handle you company.
He couldn't handle 10 minutes of himself that he left. He had to leave the room. And then after about 2 minutes, he came back in and he was all red. And he was like, and he just says, "You can tell him I said that too," and left the room again. He's like, "What are you talking about?"
But see, that's what I mean. It feels like people are getting fucking hypnotized, like when they're on fucking Facebook and everything, and going through the Daily Mail website, which is what he fucking does voluntarily every day, and all it is.
He goes on the Daily, but he goes on the Daily Mail because he takes pride in being the most disliked comment by Daily Mail readers.
Yeah, but
in the comments section.
The most downvoted one.
Aye.
But what good is that doing for the grand scheme of things? Like,
I know. I think it just makes them feel better,
But what a waste of his energy.
I know.
Imagine he applied that productively. All that energy. Imagine instead of writing in Daily Mail comment sections, he wrote to major world leaders with actual pen and paper. They would eventually one of them would actually respond.
Yeah, I would say, and get back to the thing. I would say, I'm far better at writing ideas and speaking ideas. I'm terrible at speaking because halfway through a single word, I'm thinking about 50 other words.
Yeah,
so I sound like an idiot,
Well,
I look like an Adonis.
What was it you called me?
What?
What was you called me? A paranoid git?
A paranoid nut.
Not well. I came up as git on your autocorrect.
Sorry, Mac. I've called you a git many times.
But yeah, so when I try to do my editorials, I do that as well, because even by the time I'm at the end of the sentence, I've thought of 10 more sentences that need to be covered in order to fully cover the breadth of this topic I'm speaking of.
Yeah, we have to get. I think we're starting recording soon again for the podcast, aren't we?
Well, I don't know. I'm still waiting for you to fucking edit the rest of them. In fact, still waiting for you to edit the thing that I thought was already fucking finished and already published onto a TV station. What are you editing for?
Yeah, well, I'm not editing. I don't know how to edit. Also, I don't have a computer. I don't believe in technology, Macca.
You don't believe in it? Well, you should have seen my rant last night, except you couldn't because Amazon was...
It was on the computer and I don't have one.
Well, the rant was literally entitled Editorial Tech Vulnerabilities.
I watched it. I watched that yesterday.
I actually watched it because I had to give you the direct link. Did it actually come up on your Roku?
No, I didn't get to see it in Roku. I watched it in that...
Something's fucking happening. And we were supposed to have a leaving party last night at work. We were supposed to all clock off the phones at 7:30 and then be drinking for the rest of the shift.
Wasn't like a Zoom or something?
Aye, and at 7 p.m. they cancelled it because there's major fucking outage in America, like internet outage, that was affecting all credit card processing by one of the processors. So basically a fifth of the market couldn't process credit cards.
Right.
And when you have this sort of loony bin psychosis like I have, you'd almost think that was planned just to fucking annoy me. But it does go back to...
But did they buy you drinks for the party, or do you have to buy your own?
They bought us a wee gift basket of, cups and stuff, but you were expected to bring your own drink and just sit in front of the computer. Basically, it was the last payday. So you got
stuff sent to you, like?
They're decent enough in the Belfast crowd. Like, I've got so much to tell you all as soon as I can get out of this, as soon as I can make sure that I get my payout.
Right, okay.
Then I can speak freely. But until then, I have to be a good boy because my major audience is in America at the minute. So
have you signed some kind of NDA?
I have not yet. I'm wondering, are they going to drop one on top of us on Friday, the last Friday or something?
Yeah. When I joined the civil service, I never signed what I called. I never signed, the Secrecy Act or whatever.
Aye.
Everybody told me that, you must be wrong. You must have signed it. Like, even people working on it. I was like, I've never signed anything.
The official Secrets Act?
I assume so. I don't know. The Secrets I can tell you. Hi, Macca. You see the glassing.
Wilma's remains will be interred.
Now, did you know that the royal family are lizards?
I heard you remember about that, right?
Yeah, I know. What about your boy? Is he out of hospital yet?
What do you call him?
The Grand Old Duke of York? No.
Well, how
what do you call him? What do you call him?
He is the Duke of York, I think.
No, Duke of Edinburgh. No.
Oh, Duke
Edinburgh, isn't he?
Oh, I know. He is Duke of Edinburgh. Who's the Duke of York? Oh no, it's Peter's the Duke of York.
Cancel again.
Well, that's been largely accepted. Like, they don't sue for libel, the royal family.
Do that?
Well, they don't want to have all their fucking secrets subpoenaed by a court.
Oh, they just maybe do super injunctions about
Yeah.
certain people that could be like monarchs.
Well, they just get a few MI6 agents to chase them in large vehicles until they crash into the side of a tunnel.
Jesus. Gee. I don't really think that was a sanctioned hit.
I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so either.
I don't think so, no. But I heard about this other super injunction thing.
Well, there's no.
I can mention the fact that I heard about a super injunction, but not what it was about. Or
the
if
fact
there
you
is
heard
one.
about it, the fact you heard about it means it's failed, so you can just ignore it.
Is that what it means?
Such as my understanding of it all.
Mm.
But like, let's say we did sue the Prince Andrew, right?
Prince Andrew. That's the motorway guy.
The Duke of
That's
York.
the guy that doesn't sweat.
The one that, yes, that sweatless wonder.
To be fair, he's right.
I've never heard of a war injury ever giving you.
No, it's not that. Is there not like there's a saying or something that I saw that the British aristocracy used to use, and maybe higher up people in society, something about pigs and dogs sweat, humans perspire. So factually, he doesn't sweat. He just perspired.
He's perspired. He's expired, perspired.
Yeah. So go on. What did they say? Tell me.
Well, imagine.
Was it a Wimpy's?
No, it's Pizza Express.
But it was a Wimpy's.
Now, see, at Pizza Express, surely if a royal had just dropped in on them, number one, they would have had all that headache of the security. But number two, even if they didn't have that, imagine a royal drops into your restaurant. The first thing you would do is have a photograph commemorating it for the rest of the life of the restaurant, wouldn't you?
Probably, aye.
know what I
Not
mean?
him though. You know.
Well, you know, if
I suppose you would. Like somebody would have a selfie with him like this, or at least some staff member going like this.
it'd be the boss just standing there.
Everyone going like this in the background. You know. It's true.
Just aware of all the play parks within all the active and utilised play parks within 5 minutes.
But I don't really know much about the story. All I know is that he was taking his daughter and he stopped at a Pizza Express and like a motorway at M25 or something. That's all I know.
Well, yeah, I think I don't know. I don't think that who actually went to a Pizza Express. I think he was in Jeffrey Epstein's house and was committing statutory crimes.
Statutory crimes. Okay.
But what I was going to say was, imagine we sued him for libel, right? Or he sued us. We would be in the Royal Courts of Justice, represented by the Queen's Counsel.
Oh yeah.
Enforcing the statutes of the Crown. Like, it's a completely one-sided fucking. It's not a fair equality before the law. Like,
Should we not take them to the Court of Human Rights?
well, we can't now, can we?
Well, we can. We're Irish citizens.
So, will you have your fucking passport? I don't.
That's right.
Get out. And the other thing I was going to mention about the royals, just since we're on that topic, do you know Zara Phillips, who is now Zara Tyndall because she married
Married a rugby fella.
so World Cup winning rugby star.
She gold medalist Olympics.
And yes, I think she is a gold medalist in the Olympics
And
for the most
horse
non-sport ever. It's not horse jumping. Horse jumping requires skill.
Oh, hers
it's
is
fucking dressing.
dressage?
Aye. Like, horse jumping requires, panache and skill and
Panache, does it? What did you for gold medal in? Panache.
panache.
I'm the most panache.
I bet you that is a fucking metric. There's probably 5 marks for panache or something.
Probably.
But that's not what she was doing. She was getting the horse to fucking lift its hoof.
Trot.
And do that. And it's like, how's that a fucking Olympic sport? Do you know what I mean? And it took
Have
fucking
you ever
rugby.
tried the bit?
I've
To be fair, it's a trained horse.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
So
a
they had a wee
trained horse.
fucking stable boy training the horse. All she has to do is get up onto it and give it the fucking right directions, and she gets the gold medal. Like,
I would say she probably done a lot of the training now. But then again,
well, I don't know. The way they used to live their lives, like, they get the fucking grunts to do all the hard work. But yeah, so Zara Phillips, she has now lost her title. She is now Mrs. Mike Tyndall. Like, she's 10th in line or 12th in line or something. But
right.
But under, His Royal Highness the Duke of York, and under this it's Mr. Mike or Mrs. Mike Tyndall.
Right.
So even though she totally outranks him, she's lost all privilege of monarchy because she married a male. And this is what you're defending, you fucking idiots. These are the ones that fucking brought the patriarchy, you fucking morons. And they're blaming me and you for fucking women not having any fucking advantages. It's them cunts.
Well, we don't have 100% of this podcast is male.
About 99% of this TV station is male, so.
True. But, you know.
When every time I get my audience analytics, it's like, if there's any females, it's like, oh, fuck. Some females or something.
And you're like, I must check up their Facebook, see what they look
like. Exactly. Can I get their names?
Is that what you do?
Addresses? Yeah. You can get home addresses now. You're pretty good at this.
Oh yes, I am. I can find home address to any celebrity. Also where they were born.
Yeah. I can't believe you actually left. Well, I probably should have beeped it out since I was editing it.
What?
Liam Neeson's home address. Sure.
That's fine, Mac. It's fine.
Right down to the door number.
I know.
That quality deal is only available on New Ireland TV.
Yes. Chatting Pictures podcast. Irish film review.
I'm gonna make a Chatting Pictures vidcast.
Well, yeah, we could do. Though, if we do that there and we watch the film on silent in the background while doing the vidcast, can we get copyright sued?
As long as if the video is not the main thing of the thing.
Oh, good enough. But I never really got that thing on YouTube. If you're reviewing something, it's fine to have clips or something of stuff.
See, that's the US copyright law that everyone just assume applies everywhere just because YouTube is in the US. It's called fair use.
Yeah. Like, I assumed you couldn't. You put just clips up.
Well, let's say you're doing a review of The Godfather and you want to say this is a really good scene. You have fair use to use that scene to demonstrate your point.
But here, you can do it?
Well, here just nobody's challenged it.
Right away.
I don't like it. It's more strict here. It's called fair. It's a different phrase. It's not fair use. It's fair comment or something. But it's more stringent. It's just that nobody's ever really enforced it.
Yeah, because I could say like that Birdman. That was all one big scene. I was like, we see this scene here. It's great. And put on the film. Put on Birdman on for like 2 hours on the thing.
See if you can spot where the camera cuts, and then just put the rest of the video.
I think I do. I think I saw it in cinema. I think there's a part where it goes past, or I think across and up from like the inside to the outside of the building. I think.
Well, there is wee ones that I'd noticed when I was watching because I'm obviously familiar with where they would try to hide them. But like those long shot movies, like those are fucking amazing. Like do you know The Revenant, like that battle scene at the start.
The Revenant, yeah.
Where the camera just comes in. And I think I missed like the first 40 seconds, so I probably missed some of the best of it. But camera starts swooping in across the the vistas, the trees, and you get all the Comanches or whatever they are coming running in, and then you just follow an arrow going through somebody's fucking head, and then the camera goes underwater and it goes fucking up and out to the river and everything. Oh, amazing! Like, and you think of the choreography that would take, and the extremities of the environment that they were filming in. Yeah, brilliant. Also, Leo could get his fucking wee Oscar. Do you notice the way he's shut up since? You don't really see him much anymore.
Nah, I know. To be fair, I never really heard much from him. Though he did do some. I don't know what kind of films I like better. Brad Pitt won the Oscar for that. Is it Hollywood? Was it?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought he was.
See, he's a great actor, and that was probably one of those ones where the fact that he doesn't have one's a bad sign.
I mean, like both of them don't have one, didn't it? Or like no, Brad Pitt didn't have one.
Brad Pitt didn't have an Oscar.
Yeah, I thought Leo was better in that film, like, but then his character I think was a bit better, more to do. Whereas the other boy was just a bit stoic because he murdered his wife.
And then beat up a little bit.
Yeah, that dog should have got the Oscar if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
What else?
We're smashing our face in the fireplace. That's Oscar worship. That's Oscar gold right there.
That's right,
I bet that's how Tarantino psyched him up. It's like, Brad, you've been going your whole career trying to fucking get dramatic roles and stuff. What you need to do is smash a woman's face into a fireplace. Oscar gold. Writes itself.
You know what? I say Tarantino said, you know what? I need to do this shot myself to make sure, and then smashed her face on herself, like he choked your doll. Diane Kruger was it?
He's just testing the integrity of the fireplace. Shoddy workmanship, shoddy.
And her neck's tensile strength.
Yeah. She's still got a nose bone left.
Do you have a bone in your nose?
Well, you must have something there, like it breaks off when you're
I think I can hear mine click because I think I was playing when we used to play the Wednesdays or Saturdays after the brothers and the weekends at school. Somebody like was running in front of me and like turned around and I got a slap with their hand. It wasn't a free or anything, but whatever way they hit me, and I've heard my nose click ever since.
Who was that? Connor Bradley or something?
No, somebody else. Like I can't remember. I don't literally. I think I only played football with him once.
Oh, was it?
It was some rando. Don't worry, I kicked him as hard as I could in the shin to get, sorry, don't tackle her later on. I did like a good tackle,
With the toe end of your boot.
I never really actually went to kick anybody. I think a couple of times just.
Do you remember when you were a child, the most vicious way you could actually exact violence upon somebody was just kicking them really hard with your toe in the shin? or else scrabbing them, like two most vicious acts of violence.
I never really hurt anybody. I think I was bullied twice, once in primary school and once in secondary school, and both times I got bullied like one day, and then like the next day kind of like they tried to do it again, and both times I punched them as hard as I could in the face and bust their mouth.
Nice.
I was tiny, like I am now.
So this is your primary school?
Primary school, and then secondary school too. I'm not naming names.
Why not?
You know what? He's a dead on fella now. To be honest.
Colin.
Well, it's not Colin anybody, no. But it's literally like, I'm not going to name the person's name because it's actually dead on.
See, we could have followed this up. This could have been our April investigation.
Yeah, I've actually worked with him before, so that's a clue.
Well, I was going to actually mention that the fact that we went to tiny primary schools, me and you.
Yeah, many.
And then we went to an all boys secondary school. So you actually did punch somebody in the face. You actually learned that skill. See, I never did.
I wasn't very good at it.
Well, see, I never had any problems in primary school because the principal was my aunt, so nobody would fucking touch me.
Because you were the fucking rat.
Exactly.
You're the scrawling rat.
I was just the fucking. It was just me and my little brother who have just expressed my undying hatred.
Yeah.
We could get away with anything.
Many were in your school and in your class, and boys and girls. Like, this for people like say in America and stuff.
So in my primary 7 class, so my last class of primary school when I was 11 years old, there were 6 children.
Counting yourself?
Yeah.
Many boys, many girls.
There was one other boy and 4 girls. And then I went to an all boys school.
Many was in the school altogether. Primary school.
At the highest when I was there, it was 42 students.
Yours will be weird as mine then.
Well,
it's like 1050.
It shut down after about 6 or 7 years after I left, I think. So 50 is right, but St. Lawrence's had something like 23 in their P7 class or something. It was like,
alright, now there was 8.
We were like 2 miles away.
There was 8 in my class. I think Marty's class might have had about 8 or 9 or 10 or something like that. But then below his,
how'd you fit in?
Yeah, but below him there was 4. And there's 3 boys in my class. So must be 3 or 4, depends what it was. But then the rest girls. But
see, there used to be another.
Then you went to the brothers, and it was 25 a class.
Exactly. Well, I was 22. They're actually, and those were considered small class sizes. I remember at the time because.
Many classes was there about 8 or 7 or 8.
There's 6 in my year group.
Maybe 6 in mine too. Up to F. There was like 8F. I was at 8C. What were you?
8D.
Loser.
That's how I know him, by the way, because his brother was also in 8D.
Yeah.
Have you met Marty? Marty from the party?
Marty.
That's how I know this fucking loser, because he had to hang around his brother's friends because he couldn't find any of his own.
Well, I'm very young.
Because he punched everyone in the face as soon as he saw them. He said they were bullying him. They just said, "Hello, William."
I'm a very young person, Macca, Very young.
Shallow-minded.
Shallow and pedantic. You know what? I kind of, when I actually say I was a bit young, there's somebody parking beside us right now. It's really distracting me because he's
a nonagenarian. He shouldn't be driving. There should be a fucking upper limit as to who can fucking drive, you know? Who?
I'm not mentioning names there. Nonagenarian. I wouldn't say he's a nonagenarian. I'd say he's about 60s.
Non-entity then.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So I always think about. I think I was very young. Well, I wasn't very young for my age. What do you call it? I wouldn't call it immature either. Because immature kind of means that you're just
arrested development.
It means you're just like acting immature. Whereas I just think whatever way I just was. See, when I went to uni, definitely would have rather went to uni a couple of years after that.
I think people are forced into uni far too early. The
Like, I can
everyone
see
just
it in
gets
England.
shepherded.
I can see it. Like I can see the way people are in England when they're that age or whatever. But I think people are here when they're like a certain like. I think when you're here, when you're like 17, 18, I think you're more of a child here than you are like from different places, you know. Because when you see people 17, 18 in England, the way that they go on, they seem very mature compared to 17, 18-year-olds here. Like, do you not think?
It's not something I'd noticed. In what way do you think that? Well, see, ones here don't actually leave home. That's the difference. They go to Belfast for the week and then they come back down and have their laundry done at the weekend.
But it's not even that there. Like,
They're going to summer camp, like.
But not even that there. If you go to like university in England or whatever at that age, I think you're like, if you're going to like a university in England when you're 18 and you're coming from here, I think you're more like a 15-year-old compared to like everybody else that's going.
Having done that, I don't agree.
Do you not think so?
No.
I don't know.
Because if you come from here over to England, right, you've necessarily cut yourself off by the fact that you've moved off the island.
Yeah.
So you're not coming home every weekend. You might come home maybe once a month or something if you can afford it. But you are necessarily standing on your own 2 feet much more assertively almost by breaking off from. Because I still can't get over the ones that go home at the weekends. Like, they don't actually see what the rest of Belfast like, apart from the Hatfield and the Butler.
I know. I went to Belfast and I quite enjoyed it.
But I do see when I was in uni, all my friends were like after I left Farnham. So I went to Farnham, did a what do you call it? A single year course. What do you call them things? Foundation. So I did a foundation in art in Farnham.
Art.
Well, it was mostly film and video.
Yeah.
It's why all my technology is like 10 years out of date, because it's the only stuff I was actually trained on. So nobody else in the world is using many DV tapes except me. I'm bringing that back. But then I went to London and did a law degree, which I should have done. And
You shouldn't have done.
no, I should have fucking stayed with filmmaking or something. Like, imagine if I had a full filmmaking qualification. I'd be fucking, in Easy Street by now with all them Game of Thrones and everything. And do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, true.
But
now you're languishing in the Wilmacca.
the Wilmacca vidcast,
Vidcast.
stuck in Omagh.
The Conversations.
Omagh.
I like
In
Wilma.
Millionaire's Row.
You're stuck in Millionaire's Row. Yeah, in a car looking at it. Not in living in it.
I am doing everything but as say you shouldn't. I'm presenting my desire right in front of myself.
I know.
to rile myself.
You know, one day Macca will be rich enough to buy all these houses in Millionaire Row and demolish them and put in a car park.
Exactly. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'll do a multi-story car park as well, just to really piss people off.
You mean like alright, right. So people that don't know, right? There's they made this. I don't know how much money they spent. They made this. There was a car park in Omagh beside the bus depot, and it was fine. It was a pay and display car park, but they decided that they would regenerate the area and put in like a a car park with the ground floor and then up on stilts, basically like pillars
Yeah.
and put in. And I think there's less spaces.
Well, there will be necessarily less spaces because they do have the supporting beams.
They have a supporting beam.
Holding up a sort of pavilion. What is called the Oasis Pavilion or something?
Yeah, it's got like a pavilion, and it's only that the bottom part has less car spaces now, and the top part, the only thing there is a bandstand.
It's like a stage and some permanent chess tables.
It looks nice,
Mm.
but I've never seen anything at it.
Well, one of the chess tables has disappeared. I was going to bring a chessboard out and just sit there. And
Is there not a chess? Is the chessboard not on the table?
So one of the tables has collapsed. So there's only one left.
Collapsed,
Well, it's not there, like.
right?
And then the bandstand, apparently they can't actually host a full concert there because they can't get the insurance to get that many people on top of those supporting beams.
Did we ever check to see if we could use the power outlet, or is it locked?
Well, I went walking there yesterday. I did an editorial from the Memorial Garden. I went walking around, but then there was just 3 people with like really scary looking dogs, and the dogs kept fucking coming looking at me.
They kept looking at you with their eyes.
In their eyes, and then I decided to walk across the bridge, and they started following me the bridge, and the dogs were getting really fucking.
Yeah, we get Bruce.
So,
We'll get Bruce to look at you.
Jeez, look at that. How many fingers? 5 toes. It's an actual human.
It is a human.
See, that's quality fucking. That is quality craftsmanship that you don't get from Simpsons memorabilia. 5 toes.
Yeah.
What's the story behind Bruce then? And the football, and McDade's football special?
Well, the football special one, I think I got for free from Football Special. I think it was in a...
This is football special with an exclusive contract with Kerry t-shirts.
Yes. Football Special, who seem to have their t-shirts made
By an outside organisation.
by a t-shirt company in Kerry instead of a t-shirt company about 20 miles away.
Where's the Ulster, the 9-county sovereignty movement? 9-county solidarity?
Well, you know what? Fair play to them, hey? If they don't want to sell any, they don't have to. I actually quite like Football Special. The banana drink, though, if anybody likes the banana drink, they're absolutely insane. Like, who likes banana
Where's the
juice?
nearest bar you can get football special in it?
Bar? Can you get it in the bar?
That's where I always got it.
You can get it in the
In
shop
bars?
now. You can get it in the colour shop in Omagh.
I know, but I want a glass bottle with ice and you know.
I'm not sure. They do have like the classic bottles, but it's got like a really old label on it. Now they brought them
So
out.
does not mean they're out of date or
No, like they've made them so you have to pay more. You know.
classic.
Yeah. So
But when the fucking pub's open, I want a fucking drink in a goddamn fucking pub. How fucking hard is that?
I don't miss the pubs now. I have to admit. I'm getting ready for St. Patrick's Day. You know, I've got an ale cold crashing now, so it just has to go in bottles and get carved up. And I have an IPA that I've made, a 5-gallon IPA that is sitting. I'd say I might put out the cold crash tomorrow, so that's another gallon of that. And I think I'm tempted to make some stout.
See, síbíns are coming back. This is it. See if the pubs don't open 6 months. People are just going to move to síbíns and pubs are going to be.
There's, you know, I'm in a group and it's Irish. Well, it's about bars. It's home bars.
Homemade bars or something.
Homemade bars in Ireland, and some of those bars that I'm looking at, they're above and beyond like real bars around here. Like, you should see the stuff that's in them. Like,
well, see, people would necessarily have stuff lying around their house that they just never had a chance to put together. They probably, they probably want to have the Ned Flanders, garage bar for the last 20 years and never got around to it.
Yeah, there's some real stuff like going on here at the minute. Like, I'm talking like there's proper bars, like
underground
well,
prohibition movement.
I don't know if they don't want that. From what I gather, like, people aren't going to other people's houses and all because of lockdown, obviously. But someone tried to mention it because also if one friend's allowed to go to one house, then their house, it doesn't, like, they could have a friend with someone else. Maybe we could all go to each other's house. I'm sure we could all chip in some money for each other as a gift. And then this person goes, I wouldn't be saying that on here, that. Oh, it's kind of thing. So
Where was this happening?
It was on a group on Facebook. One person mentioned it, but a lot of people said, "Oh yeah, maybe it's a good idea."
Somebody had actually connected the dots and wrote down the actual thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think in general, nobody's really doing it. But they are, like,
See, you wouldn't know.
when you read it, right? They're getting pints. These people have got like the proper like systems in the pubs have. They're using like proper big kegs and little systems and all, and they're buying 50-litre pints and they're going through them in a week.
So obviously it's not one person drinking that.
Well, I don't know if it is, because half me thinks, you know what, I think it is like they're one person, or maybe like obviously the two people in the house.
That's 80 pints.
That's 80 pints a week, and you know what?
10 a night.
But I think they're doing it.
No.
I do think they're doing it. I actually do think there are people that are drinking a keg of Guinness during the week, and I was like, and going by the amount of people on it, I'm like, there's a lot of people buying kegs, and I think at the minute there must be something about Guinness that's kind of stopped making kegs. They're only kind of supplying the hotels or down south, because the hotels are obviously still open for people to be in them and stuff, but like the pubs and stuff's not happening, so they're trying to
Yeah, Beamish anyway, it's nicer.
well, see, that's the thing, these ones, they're all for like these brands, they're all drinking like Guinness and Heineken and Carlsberg.
Right, it's because they're fucking
And
morons.
I hate Heineken. Marty, they're like, oh well, there's these local breweries, and there's like one called like nine stags or nine deer brewery, whatever. So they're making stout, and these ones are like, oh, this is actually really good here, brilliant, no? But I know, right, they're all going to go back to Guinness. But these ones, they're buying kegs for €250 at the minute for a keg of beer.
Fuck, it's 250.
That's a five. That's
Four
€5 a litre.
So if you do €4 a pint, that's 360. So you're making about 110 profit on a keg if you're doing €4 a pint.
I don't know. I've lost. I didn't really listen to you, and now I'm lost.
Well, if there's 80 pints in it, and you
Is it 80 pints? Is it?
Keg's about 80 pints.
Well, it's 50 litres, so it should be 90 pints, no?
Well, you
say-
rough up to around 80.
Yeah, we'll say it's 80 pints. And it's four 80s. It's 320.
Oh yeah, that would be it.
It's 320, yeah.
So 320.
They're
But
buying,
that's still £7
and they're
profit.
dear. They're dear at the minute too.
That's
Like,
still £7
because
profit.
it's obviously we craft brewers who do it, but
But you see Melon's Pub and Fitness for sale.
I
At a very, what I think is a very reasonable price, but you think it's not including the license.
no, I don't think it's including the license now.
But that's a nice looking pub, like it's 6
Phone
rooms.
up, Macca, and find out.
And then there's a place in Letterkenny that's sold now, that flat for 33,000 or something.
Where?
It was above a pub in Letterkenny. Auction started at something like bids started.
Were you on the auction?
No.
There was an auction on there yesterday, and there was a pile of houses around Omagh here that didn't sell.
Didn't sell.
No,
So what does that mean then? Will they be cheaper next time?
I think they're back on the auction again in March.
See, I thought this would be a very desirable part of the world to live.
No,
Like it should be.
Yeah, it should be. Aye.
But see, the internet's not fucking reliable enough. There's no transport. There's no fucking hospital, really. Like, we just visited a fucking care centre. It's good for doing a lot of exams and stuff, but it's not a hospital, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you need the staff and people staff.
But
And all
it's
that
like
there.
A&E.
That's like
What happens if-
Enniskillen's a quite a good hospital, but they can't get staff for it for some reason.
Well, there again, how can people not be attracted to living in Enniskillen?
I don't think they pay enough.
But it's Enniskillen, like. It's like one of the most beautiful parts of the world.
I know, but there's nothing really in it to do, is there?
Well, there's a beach. There's Bundoran an hour down the road, like.
Beach. I think we're closer to Bundoran right now. We're not closer to Bundoran. We're about the same.
Yeah, about the same. It's,
Not
but, you know,
Bundoran, Ross Island, more.
you could do water sports all day. You could,
You into water sports, are you?
aye. You've been watching too much of your porno. And then, you know, so I don't understand. Like, and you're only, fucking 20 miles from the border, so you could live in the south and just commute every day.
Yeah.
It's like, how are they not employing people in that place? Like, that would be, in the whole of the NHS, that would be one of the most attractive hospitals you could possibly get.
But I think it's because they probably go to work. The ones that are being doctors probably want to live in cities and stuff, don't they?
I don't know.
Just because of where they train. Where do most people train to be a doctor?
Well, here would be Belfast. In Dublin would be Trinity, would it?
Yeah, so.
But then in London, sure, there's like about 7 or 8 college hospitals in London. And they can't all just be employed by London in London, like they have to be stationed in other parts of the country, like.
Yeah. Well. I wouldn't want to stay in Enniskillen, to be honest. Doesn't do anything for me.
Enniskillen's decent though. It's a nice place.
Yeah.
That's why the Imperialists loved it so much.
I hear
That's why
you
they
should-
took it over so much.
I heard you should never go to the hospital on a Thursday morning, anyway, in Enniskillen. Wednesday night was a good going out night, I think.
What?
I think, somebody said if you're ever to go to the hospital in Enniskillen, make sure it's never a Thursday morning, because there might be a few sore heads in the hospital that morning. I think Wednesday night was like a big night for every single person in the hospital going out, you know?
Yeah, this is a tradition going back.
Going back, and I heard someone I may have knowledge and heard of this.
Oh,
Someone at work there as well.
see, the way you said that, it made it sound like don't come in on a Thursday because Solomon Grundy's there and he's really shit doctor. He just doesn't wash his hands and you get fucking gangrene and everything. And all he's done is just check your skin.
Solomon Grundy.
Born on Monday.
Born on a Monday, fine on a Tuesday, dying on a drift on a Wednesday, killing people on a Thursday. Yeah.
Anyway, sure, wrap this up. I think Marty wants to know a year.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, what's the last thing you want to say to everybody, Macca, before you go?
Yeah, so well, stations in Ireland TV, we're still in beta testing. We are coming out of version 1.0, should be around April, but that's still version 1.0, so it'll still be a bit haphazard and crap. not crap. It'll be entertaining. It'll be something different. It'll be something you haven't seen.
I'm liking everything that's on here on TV at the minute. Like there's stuff that you've put on, like wee short films and everything, that are actually quite good.
Yeah,
But
I'm surprised.
I don't know where you got them out of. Yeah. No, there
With
was,
the checkbook.
I think there was like 4 provinces or something I saw or something or something that night, but there was FP or something. But I looked at them and very good, I enjoyed it.
Oh, Frontier Pictures.
Frontier Pictures is not 4 provinces. You know, 4 provinces, that's you beer. We're talking about beer again.
You're obsessed.
I know.
Yeah, I'll probably have to quit drinking soon. I had a drink, about 15 litres last night, or 15 units, eventually. No, but
I never drink.
I was trying to write the plans, like the timeline over the next 5 years. Yesterday, didn't actually manage to get through it because the internet tech outages that I predicted.
That you predicted?
That I fucking called. They prevented me, and I was very busy, so I didn't get to do as much. But basically, I wanted to sort of divide the year into sort of 12-week / 90-day seasons.
Right.
So season 1, the debut season, will be starting in April, and we'll be carrying that through. Then we'll be trying to get original scripted productions as much as we can. It'll be very low key, like it'll be single locations, that sort of thing, all filmed very quickly, sort of semi-improv and everything.
Yeah.
But I want to try and get a bit of that up and running. I want to try and get a news gathering wing up and running. I want to try and get a series of chat shows, talk shows and such. Just get people involved, just normal people who want to be involved and just tell their story, or just want to be pampered on TV for a while. And we'll have a special show called You're on Your Kelly Now, which is where we get superstar overseas guests.
Like myself?
Overseas guests.
Oh.
Super
I can go
stars.
Yeah.
And then we'll have Wine O'Clock on Fridays. Obviously, that'll be our Jonathan Ross type show.
Oh,
what time is it, Marty?
That's right. Who's the host of that? Is Marty hosting or is
Marty will host that. And then we'll have you.
Can I have wine? Can I serve the wine?
You can imbibe wine now.
Oh yeah.
And then I had ideas for you to be. You're doing the Wilma's Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah, I just tell
that's
people.
a cookery show.
I thought I would just walk in and take like a local chippies and telling people to fuck off.
We could just have you describe.
We could do that.
Describing people's nightmares in a kitchen.
Good idea. Well, and then sue Gordon Ramsay for using it because ours is a more literal version.
Ours is descriptive.
Yeah, true.
And then you'd do the sort of nerdy pop culture coverage because you're into all that useless shit. You Marvel stan. You're a fucking fanboy from Marvel.
I thought you were going to say you marvel at Stan Lee.
And you marvel at Stan Lee and his exploitation by his family members.
Is he dead?
He is dead.
He's dead now.
He was probably dead for the last 4 fucking cameos he was in. They were just fucking controlling him like a puppet.
I think he actually was dead in the last cameo he was in.
Was that Spider-Man 5 or something? Or?
No, it was Deadpool 2. I think Deadpool 2. I don't know.
Was he actually on the Deadpool?
Was he on? He was on the Deadpool.
I think he was on the original Deadpool on the first movie, wasn't he?
I never really knew what that. I never really got that connection,
The Deadpool. Does he not literally say that?
In the film, but like before the film or anything, I never really saw much of it. I just saw him in cartoons with Spider-Man and stuff, and I was like,
never seen that.
Never really got that. Oh, I did. No, I did. Anyway, go. Say one more thing before you go.
I've done my thing.
No, but say just like one sentence. What's your sign-off sentence to everybody?
And then next time the Wilmacca vidcast? No, I fucked it shit.
Nah, it's done. It's done.
Back from Millionaire Show. Still got down here too. Back from Millionaire Show.